Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Null here, and we are back with episode 3 of Pixel Patrol. We have a lot of stuff to go into, and it's gonna take a while, so buckle up. This is gonna be a long one. I know I'm like a week late, like I took 2 weeks, and I wanted to do this weekly, but there was so much stuff to go over that I did not want to delay, or not delay, but do. I had to split everything up in multiple parts. We can just do a giant summer games announcement showcase, but more specifically, we're going to be talking primarily about the Xbox game showcase. That's going to be a big part of this episode. It's going to be in the middle. But yeah, so we got a lot of games to go into, and I hope that you guys are ready for it because it's a little overwhelming, but it's going to be cool. It's a good time right now to be into video games. It's a good time to be a game collector. And yeah, so let's get going on this. I want to start off a little differently though. Normally in the past couple episodes, we've been kind of just getting right into it. More specifically, the PlayStation episode. Past couple, I did 2 episodes. I literally did 2 episodes. Past couple, I'm making up episodes now. So, but anyways, the last episode I kind of just went right into the news, but I kind of want to start it off with a little bit of a catch up instead, and kind of update you guys on what I'm playing and if I have any video game pickups for the week. So it's been 2 weeks, but I have not really picked up any new video games for the collection. I did pick up some gaming and Star Wars memorabilia, or well, collectibles, I should say. I met this guy at work, saw that I had a Fallout T-shirt on, so he asked if I liked Fallout stuff, and I said yeah. And he said he had a replica of the Super Sledge from Fallout, and he sold it to me for like $20, which is a pretty good deal because normally they're like 80. So got a cool Super Sledge replica. It's pretty nice. I'm glad to have it. I'm gonna hang it up in the game room, and then I also have some. I also got some Fallout Funkos from him. I think they're just the Wanderer. They're just the Wanderer Funko Pops, but pretty cool. $20, not bad. And then I also bought some new Star Wars Visions Funko Pops. I know that these aren't directly gaming related, but I love Star Wars, so I'm gonna include it. They did Funko Pops for the Star Wars Visions series. So there was what was it? The Ronin. Oh yeah, they did the Ronin. They had 2 separate Ronin Funko Pops. They did one with a T-shirt, and then they did like a giant one with his like droid with the straw hat on, and I believe it's a straw hat. But yeah, so that's cool. It's in the black and white art style like Ronin. I really like it. He has his red lightsaber out, and then there was that one Star Wars Visions episode with the twins. I have the Funko Pop for that. That's pretty cool. Got the one twin with the red lightsaber, the girl twin, and then the boy has the blue lightsaber. It's like a bluish white, but anyways, it's cool. Those are my gaming, you know, pop culture pickups, I guess, for the week. No new video games. I've been kind of slowing it down because I have so much stuff to play through, and there's so much stuff coming out, i.e., what we're about to talk about today, as well as stuff later this year, such as Hogwarts Legacy and Pokemon. So it's going to be a long, expensive next year and a half. So I'm kind of slowing it down on the retro stuff for now. But still, game collecting is game collecting, whether it's new or retro. And let's get into the games I'm playing. I'm still playing League of Legends. It's, soul crushing. It's sad, You get on there, lose some ranked games. All your teammates are refusing to cooperate, and that makes it rough. But it's still fun. I like the mechanics of the game, and when I can really like hunker down and concentrate, it feels like I can carry any team out of any situation. But if I'm just not in the right mindset, yeah, I can't. I just can't play this game because I'm depending on other people not feeling the same way I do to win. So, but yeah, I still love the game. I love the characters in game and like the character design. Don't like Tencent that much though, but whatever. Next up, we got Ghostwater Tokyo. I've been talking about it in the past podcasts. I beat it the other day. I think like a little earlier last week. Or not earlier, but towards the later end of last week. And I liked it. It was good. I thought it was pretty solid. I really like it's kind of hard because to talk about like story wise because I didn't really care about the story as much, but I was kind of like lightly paying attention to it, but it pretty much plays like, or the story kind of plays out like a, I don't know, I don't want to say anime, but basically like an anime written story where like, they kind of introduce you to the characters and give you like no backstory on them, and you're kind of like, why should I care about these characters? And then the more you play through the game or watch the show in anime case, you learn the backstory and learn why you should care about these characters. So it's kind of hard to attach to them early, and besides their basic, all you know is that KK, the spirit that um like attaches to the main character. He All you know is that he wants to stop the bad guy of the game, and then all you know is the main character. I think his name is like Akito. It is his goal is to save his sister. So you know it's good. I think I don't. You start to care more, and then by the end of the game, when the ending happens, you're like, oh no, that is sad. I'm really sad. So I don't know. I didn't really give a crap until, yeah, I was right. Akito Izuki was the main character of Ghostwater Tokyo. But yeah, you end up not really caring at first, and then you care about the end, and then the ending happens, and you're like sad, and you learned to care about them. So, but it is hard to get attached to the characters in Ghostwire. But overall, like the world design is amazing. I mean, especially if you're obsessed with like Japanese culture and like Japanese architecture, and well, architecture in the sense of like there's like shrines and stuff like that that have like different like spirit gates and stuff, and those are cool. And just the city design, it's amazing. It makes you really feel like a little like tourist simulation of Tokyo, and you're just kind of walking around, and you get to see things that like you'd never see in America. Like Tokyo has like all these, like, I mean, seemingly in the game, all these like little underground like subway malls and stuff like that, where like you have the subway station and then there's all these like little shops in there. Stuff like that never happens in America. I mean, there might be like a coffee shop or something, but in one subway station, you'll have like an arcade, a hair salon, a restaurant, and something else. Where in America, you might have like a coffee stand or something like that, but not anything like you know Ghostwire Tokyo depicts Tokyo having. So it's really interesting to see just the different layout of everything, how small all the houses are. How especially obviously it's Tokyo and it's a city, so they're all living in like you know smaller housing, but it's really interesting to see the lifestyle differences. Like how Japanese culture, you take off your shoes before you get into the house or whatever. You leave your shoes either outside or off the like wood floor by the front door. That's really cool to see. They had a lot of attention to detail with that, including that in the houses and stuff. So really good job. It was really cool. I'm really interested in going to Tokyo someday. So kind of just wandering around the game and exploring and seeing everything. Walking into like the little mini marts to like buy things for the game throughout the game was really cool, because you kind of like watch YouTubers go to Japanese places online, like Japanese marketplaces online. Like oh, I'm in Tokyo for the day, I'm gonna go to 7-Eleven and pick up coffee or something like that. It was really cool because it was kind of like that. So I was like, oh wow, I feel like I'm in a little mini mart in Japan right now. So but yeah, it was good. The gameplay was good. I think overall the gameplay it's simple. It gets harder towards the end, but I mean, it's kind of like means to an end. Overall, though, I do think it made you feel like cool. It made you feel really cool, and it made you. I don't know. The graphics were just amazing. I mean, my PS5 was chugging for this game. It even seemed like in certain sections, like you're getting like the reflections off the water, or like if it's raining in Tokyo, all the water has like reflections on it and stuff. It looks insane. So my PS5 was chugging every time I got that disc out of the console. Man, that sucker was hot. It was burning. So yeah, I definitely recommend Ghostwire Tokyo. Oh yeah, one more thing for the mechanics wise, a lot of people were complaining that you might as well just jump building to building in the game, and you can, but you definitely benefit from wandering the streets more, and that's what I did, and maybe that's why I liked it more. I mean, I can see why it would be beneficial to go up into the sky, but you get a lot more from wandering the streets and not sticking up on the rooftops. So maybe that's why I liked it a lot more. And the shooting and gameplay wise, you really had to mix it up for each enemy. You couldn't just kind of like brain dead, just fire stuff out. I switched it up a lot. And towards the ending of the game, when you get to the end, you really have to like I was really going hard on like the fire. They call it what was it, weaving, form weaving or something like that. So you had fire weaving, wind weaving, and water weaving, and they're basically just different types of projectiles. Like the air weaving is like regular little bullets that you fire out of your fingers, like air bullets, and then the water weaving was like a giant wave of water that would kind of go out to like do like a AoE attack kind of. So if you're getting pressured by like three spirits, you could fire it out and hit all three at once. And then the fire weaving, which is a giant fire missile you fired out on your finger, and it did a lot of damage, but it took a little bit to charge. So yeah, you really had to mix it up. I found myself doing like huge charges of like the fire weaving on like big enemies, and then having to like burst them down with the little air weaving. So I mixed it up a little bit, but I definitely don't think it's as in depth as other games, and I definitely don't think like the skill tree system's pretty basic for sure. But overall, I'd give this game. I don't want to do like a number system because everybody does a number system, but I'd give this game a beat it, and I don't know if you just want to check it out for a little bit. I mean, just to play it, it's good too. I'd beat it though. I'd say beat it. I wouldn't say complete it or 100% it, but I'd say beat it. Beat that game because it is good. It's very good. And where is it? There it is. Last game I played. I don't even know why. I have like a script in front of me when I do these to kind of loosely guide me through like a document or whatever. I don't know why I put this game over here. I literally just played it a couple hours ago, so I don't even know why I'm having like a hard time remembering it. Small brain, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, Slime Rancher. Playing Slime Rancher right now I'm playing it on my PS5, but more so it's like more so I don't know why I'm saying that, but anyways, it's the PS4 version. I'm playing the PS4 version on my PS5 because there is no native PS5 version of Slime Rancher, I do not believe. Slime Rancher 2 coming to Xbox exclusive, by the way. Crazy, but and it's a relaxing game. You pretty much in Slime Rancher you just kind of like suck up these slimes with this little gun, and then you fire them out into these like corrals you can build, and then you farm them. So you feed them, and then you suck up their poop in your gun, and then you like fire them into this like I don't know, but it looks like it's like a stock market thing, but basically it pays you money. It's kind of like a farming simulator, except for instead of like animals or like crops, it's like slime poop. And like these slimes get dangerous and more aggressive and harder to care for, but the more their poop is worth, so you sell them, and you can breed the slimes so they can produce two different types of poop by eating once, and you can double your money basically. But if you like breed, let's say you breed a pink slime with a blue slime to make a giant blue slime, but if that giant pink and blue slime eats a green slime poop, it's going to turn into an evil slime. So you have to make sure that you only keep the same types of slimes in the corral and care for them and make sure they're eating and stuff. Right now I'm at the point in the game where I have these crystal slimes and these radioactive slimes, and I bred them together, and I bred these hunter slimes with these radioactive slimes together. But the real money for me right now is breeding the invisible hunter slimes with the crystal slimes, because then I can get like $100 per poop almost. Like, well, if I combine the two poops and sell them, I can make like $100. That's so much money. I'd be rich. So that's what I'm working on right now, anyways. And it's fun. It's just relaxing. I listen to like podcasts and stuff. I just kind of turn my brain off. I was gonna play Horizon Forbidden West after Ghostwater Tokyo, but I just fired through all these like newer games. So I fired through Kenna Bridge of Spirits, Ghostwater Tokyo, and I was like, I need to play something older and kind of relax. So I was thinking about Minecraft, but I was like, you know what? I have Slime Rancher, and it seems relaxing. It doesn't seem too intense, so I'm gonna play that. And there's no real ending to the game. You kind of just farm and make money and farm and make money until you get these like letters from these in-game characters, and then eventually you'll get like the final letter after you make a certain amount of money and like breed a certain amount of slimes, and that's kind of like the ending of the game. Now you can do much more, and apparently there's like a whole end game, but my interest right now is just to kind of casually farm until I get the end game letter or the ending screen letter and call that a day. But I really like it so far. A lot of people from these guides I'm watching are really into like min-maxing their slime farms, which is cool and all. I mean, it's definitely cool. I just don't really want to do that. That's a lot of work. But I can see if you're like obsessed with this game, how it would be really fun to just keep going. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. That's what I'm playing. Those were my pickups. Now, let's get into the news section. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be a long one. I'm going to try to fire through it reasonably. I wrote down games I'm excited for, mainly, or games that I think will be a big deal overall. I skipped a lot of indies. I skipped a lot of games I did not think would be fun. Obviously, this is subjective, so if you want to go over any of these showcases we're going to talk about, just search them up. That's what I would do. Just, Summer Games Fest, Xbox Showcase, all that stuff, and just kind of look into it. So, but I don't know. I like I said, I want this podcast to be kind of opinionated in what I like and focus on what I like as a collector. But I also understand that, it's a game collecting podcast, so I'm gonna kind of go over all the big things, So, but when it comes to like little indies and stuff like that, then I'll kind of pull stuff I'm interested in out. Because indies are really hit or miss. Either you really like an indie game or you really hate it. And that's what makes indies cool, because it kind of shows your own little personal taste. Let's get started with Summer Games Fest. Now, Jeff Keighley warned everybody, like I said in the last episode, I believe. I think I said in the State of Play podcast that Jeff Keighley warned everybody it was going to be mainly a gameplay like showcase, not really a game announcement showcase, which is true. There were some games announced, but nothing like absolutely insane. Overall, I thought it was okay. I thought it was a decent showcase. But anyways, let's get into the nitty gritty stuff I'm excited for and stuff I think is a big deal. Number one, we got the Street Fighter 6 Guile trailer. Six Fighter Street, guys. It's the new game. Six Fighter Street. Anyway, Street Fighter 6 Guile trailer. It looked really good. I like this design a lot. I like how they are aging the Street Fighter characters, because this game, in like the canonical timeline, because like the games are like a messed up order. Like it's like Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter Alpha or something like that, and then Street Fighter 3, and then Street Fighter 4, and then Street Fighter 5, and then oh no, it was like Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter Alpha, and then Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, and then it's going to be Street Fighter 3, and then Street Fighter 6 or something like that. It's something messed up. It's some weird timeline. Anyways, Street Fighter 6 is the technical, like, latest game in the timeline, so they're aging these characters up a lot. These guys have been around for a long time. Guile, Ryu, Chun-Li, and they're aging them up, changing their designs to be older, and I really like that. And Guile looked really good. He still has his comb, still rocking the haircut. But yeah, they kind of said like Luke, that Luke guy, I believe his name is, the one with the chest tattoo, or the weird chest shirt with the arms that punch so hard they look like bullets. The new blonde guy in the game, he's going to be kind of the face of Street Fighter now. Instead of Ryu, he's the new age hero. Well, we'll see if they stick to that. That'd be crazy to see a Street Fighter game with Luke on the cover and not Ryu. But I think it's Luke. Anyways, with Luke on the cover and not Ryu, that'd be really cool. Well, not really. I think it'd be really cool to like see them actually commit to doing that. But I don't think they will. I think they'll say that, and then they're going to go back, and Street Fighter 6 is going to have Ryu on the cover, or Street Fighter 7 will have Ryu on the cover. I think they're full of it, but we'll see. Anyways, Street Fighter 6 Guile trailer looked good. Next up, Aliens Dark Descent. They announced a new Aliens game. I think it's a tactical game, like a tactical shooter or something like that. Not really my thing. I don't really care about the Alien franchise, but I do recognize that this is a pretty big announcement and that people really like the Alien games. So if you're into the Aliens, like the Xenomorphs and stuff, this is for you. I don't really care about it though. Next up, Callisto Protocol, rated R gameplay trailer, they said. Pretty violent, a lot of blood and guts and stuff, and like severing of limbs. But anyways, Not my thing again, but I do think the gameplay looks kind of like pretty impressive, and I think the graphics look pretty impressive. I think this game is going to be massive, 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 massive like, amongst the survival horror genre. It looks like a Dead Space, like a Dead Space 4, but which is basically what it is because it's made by the same devs. But yeah, Callisto Protocol, I think it's gonna be big. Next up, Witchfire. It was a magical like FPS game. Looks pretty fun, looks pretty interesting, and I want to keep an eye on the progression of this game. I want to see it because this is definitely something I'm interested in. Looks interesting, at least at first glance. So definitely going to keep an eye on Witchfire. Routine looked really cool. It's like that one. It was just a trailer. There was no gameplay. It was a cinematic trailer. It's just some guy walking down the staircase, and there's this like scary white robot in this like abandoned facility, and then he turns around, and another version of the robot like grabs him and like eats him or something. Looked really cool. It looked like it looked like he was in an abandoned like I don't know abandoned tech facility or something like post-apocalyptic thing, and these guys are wandering around. It looked really cool. It looks really scary though. I think it's going to be definitely a survival horror game, but a lot less bloody and gory. But it looks spooky and cool, kind of like right up my alley. Not much gameplay in it, but it looks really interesting. And those robots have like really weird faces. But yeah, so yeah. Next up, we got Marvel Midnight Suns, the Spider-Man and Venom trailer, where Spider-Man joins the main characters and gets a new Spidey suit, and Venom gets hostilely, I will say hostilely abducted and like transformed by that green witch lady, and he's like one of the villains in the game, forcibly, by the way, forcibly. But yeah, so that was cool to see. But the only thing I have to say with the Marvel Midnight Suns, it's like, oh wow, whoa, a new Spider-Man suit, and he looks epic, and Venom looks epic, and he's a villain. But I don't really care because there's no gameplay, right? Because it's like, wow, I can't wait to see these in the game. But I'm not going to buy the game if I don't know how it is. Like, we know it's a tactical RPG. We know that. It's a kind of like a Marvel XCOM game. But that's all we know. And it's really sad that all we know is that this is the genre it is. These are the characters. There you go, Chief. It's like, wow, you added Spider-Man. Doesn't mean I'm going to buy it. So they need to show something gameplay wise. I don't believe they have. I haven't seen anything. I did some research for a little bit. I couldn't find anything. So I don't see anything about this anywhere. So I'm hoping that they release some gameplay soon. Watch, after I make this, they're going to drop a gameplay trailer. But yeah, so cool trailer. I really hope they show gameplay soon. And if they do, I'm all in. But I've gotten burned by Marvel games. Not Spider-Man ones, obviously, but I bought Avengers Day 1. I passed on Guardians of the Galaxy because of Avengers, and I'm glad I did. I mean, people like it, but I didn't think it was... I played it on Game Pass. It wasn't that good. I'm glad I didn't spend $60 on it. But anyways, all I'm saying is Marvel's been really flopping with these games, so I need some gameplay. So I really hope we see that soon. Next up, we got the Cuphead DLC, Cuphead Delicious Last Course. And they keep saying delicious last course. Get it? Haha, DLC. The first letters of all three words are DLC. Isn't that creative? It's like, yeah, dude, we get it. You said that the last 5 times. I understand that you're excited that it says DLC in the text, in the title. That's amazing. But it does look good. It looks really good. I think it's going to be really cool to play for Cuphead people, the Cuphead fans. And I think that it's going to be fun. I'm waiting to play Cuphead until I can get that sweet, sweet physical copy with the DLC intact. Because they said they weren't going to make a physical. That's what I read a long time ago. It's that they either weren't going to make a physical or like reprint a physical until the DLC was out. So once that happens, I'm going out and I'm buying a copy physically. But we're going to wait for that to happen. Next thing at the Summer Game Showcase was the Shredder's Revenge Casey Jones trailer. There's not really much I can say about Shredder's Revenge anymore besides it looks really fun. Graphically, it looks amazing. It's like a perfect combination of modern and retro. And a lot of game collectors are jumping on this, and for good reason. I definitely think this is a must-buy for a lot of retro beat-em-up fans and retro collectors. All right, One Piece Odyssey is next up. One Piece. If you don't know what One Piece is, a lot of people do, but if you do not, it is a anime about Monkey D. Luffy is his name. Monkey D. Luffy or Monkey D. Luffy. There's a lot of people pronounce it different ways. I've always said Luffy, but I think it's Luffy. Monkey D. Luffy. Anyways, Luffy is the main character of One Piece, which is an anime about pirates, and he wants to be king of the pirates and find the One Piece treasure, if I'm remembering it correctly. He wants the One Piece, basically. Everyone's after the One Piece. So it's One Piece is the name of the anime slash manga slash anime. And One Piece Odyssey was announced, which is a open world. It was either, I think it was announced earlier, actually, and this is just a little bit more gameplay or something. I don't remember, but open world One Piece game. Looks really good. I'm really interested in it, and I really want to see what they do with this. They kind of said it was like an RPG, an open world RPG. We're going to see about that, because it's probably like an open world RPG with like jump force mechanics. It's going to be like Dragon Ball Kakarot kind of, but combined with like the jump force fighting. I don't know. We'll see. I really hope it's good. I like the design of One Piece. I stopped reading slash watching it a long time ago, but maybe this will get me back into it. So One Piece Odyssey. Pretty excited for it. Next up, we got more information on Nightingale. It's a Victorian portal traveling survival game. It was kind of like a very Victorian art style, very Victorian theming, but they had this like portal that you can use, and you can put like different keystones in, and it lets you travel to these different dimensions where you can live and try to survive and fight and farm materials and build houses and stuff like that. And there's like different creatures in each world. It looks really good, and it looks really, really fun. So I'm keeping my eye on Nightingale. Next up, we had Gotham Knights gameplay. Looked okay. Comes out October 25th, 2022. This is going to be a wait for me. I don't know how I feel about it. I hope it's good. But my feelings are meh right now. I kind of just wish they would have made another single-player Batman game. But, I'm not the only target demographic here, but I don't think it looks good. But it comes out October 25th, so we're going to wait and see what the reception is on that. Maybe I will end up giving it a shot. Last but not least for the Summer Game Showcase by Jeff Keighley is The Last of Us 1 Remastered for the PS5. Or Last of Us Part 1 now they're calling it. Sony's trying to do this thing where they had Last of Us and then Last of Us Part 2, but now they want to make it Last of Us Part 1 and Last of Us Part 2. So anyways, Last of Us Part 1 Remastered for PS5. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with them updating the gameplay. I'm okay with them updating the models for the most part. They're completely changing how they look almost, or at least it appears that way. I've never played Last of Us. I played a little bit of Last of Us 1. Not enough for it to really matter. But I know a lot of people are not happy with them remaking or remastering Last of Us 1. They said like, oh, it's been such little time compared to like other games you could focus on updating and remastering for PlayStation 5. Why are you doing The Last of Us when I had a PS4 remaster? But they're doing it anyway, which is like, okay, whatever. Maybe this is where I'll hop in for $30 and just get the PS5 version. Oh, $30 you say? Wow, that's actually insane. They said, Sony's like, that's crazy. You thought it was gonna be $30? Psych, 70, buddy, 70 buckos for this remake or slash remaster, which is absolutely insane. I don't even think like the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy, I believe, was like 30 or $40 when it came out. I don't even think it was a full $60 when it came out. It might have been 50, but it was not a full 60, and it had 3 games on it, all fully HD remade for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. This game, while it looks great, like from some of the images and like stills and clips they're showing, I would not pay $70 for this. I'm going to be deadly serious with you. I don't think this game is going to sell as great as they think it is, and I think people are going to be really pissed off that they're charging $70, and that's a lot of the backlash I'm seeing online. I was like, oh wow, this $30 remake for the PS5, nice. Nope, $70, definitely not getting it now. And then I go on Twitter and I see everyone saying the same thing. So I mean, Twitter is like a cesspool, but cesspool of opinions. But It's uh, it's crazy that everyone's kind of agreeing that $70 is insanity. So yeah, that was the final announcement of the Summer Games Showcase, Summer Games Fest of 2022 by Jeff Keighley. I thought it was okay. Like I said, he said it was going to be as crazy. He said it was not going to be as crazy as past years. So my expectations weren't high, and I was not overly disappointed. Next up, minor news. Plucky Squire is a game coming out on Nintendo Switch. It looks like a Zelda Link's Awakening type game set in a storybook. Looks fun. Looks really fun. Looks really like, I don't know, relaxing, not overly intense. Looks good. Going to be a fun little Switch game, I think. Especially with the Link, like the obvious Zelda inspirations. Next up, for the minor news, we got Cult of the Lamb. It's a cult-themed roguelike game I'm super pumped for. And it's coming out August 11th, out on Switch and PlayStation, I believe. So, there's that. Cult of the Lamb. That's a must-buy for me. Just because I really love roguelikes. And I think the art style is pretty sick. Alright, next up, we got the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase. So this is going to take up the biggest part of the episode, guys. Let's buckle up. I kind of cut through a lot of smaller stuff, put a lot of the big stuff in here, even the ones that I don't care about, and it's going to be a long section, but a lot of cool stuff to talk about. I think they did pretty good. So, all right, first thing, we got Redfall, open world vampire game made by Arcane, I think. People that made Deathloop. I think it's Arcane. Open world vampire game. It's going to be an Xbox console exclusive. It's going to be a co-op, and it's going to come out first quarter, I believe, of 2023. I think it looks interesting. I think it looks fun. I am not sure that I'll buy it physically, though. I definitely will give it a try on Game Pass, because I currently have like Game Pass. I got it for like really cheap. But I don't know if I'll buy a physical copy, because a lot of these Game Pass games, if they have physical copies, if I like them, I go out and buy the physical copy, because I want to like have that, because I'm not going to keep Game Pass forever. But yeah, so I don't know. I'll try it out, and if I love it, I'll buy it. But we're going to see. This is one that I'm not willing to take the risk on. Next game, we got High on Life. It's a first-person shooter game created by Justin Roiland of Rick and Morty fame. It looks amazing graphically. Normally, like these, they used to be. I think they're called Squanch games now. They were called Squanch Tendo, but I believe it's just Squanch games now. They had that Trover Saves the World game, that VR game, and the graphics and stuff look good. And obviously, it's a VR game, but it's got like a High on Life has a very updated, amazing looking, next generation feeling graphics art style that looks similar to Trover Saves the Universe. It looks amazing. I mean, graphically, compared to what I thought this was going to be like for a Squanch game, Justin Roiland game, I was blown away by how this looks. I am super excited for this. It looks amazing graphically, and gameplay wise, it looks a lot of fun, and it has a ton of personality. Like the guns talk to you and have different personalities. So even the knife has a personality, who's voiced by Michael Cusack of Smiling Friends fame, by the way, co-created with Psychic Pebbles, one of my favorite YouTube personalities. Well, YouTube personalities, content creator. He's an animator, old school animator from Newgrounds. But yeah, anyways, I'm super excited for this. I'm excited for it because it looks amazing. I love like these little comedy games. No, it's not little, but these comedy games made by Justin Roiland, I love them. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be funny. I think it's going to look amazing. It's going to be like a next-gen comedy game, comedy FPS game where the shooting and the gameplay actually looks fun. So it's not like it's sacrificing it for this comedy gimmick. It looks like it's going to be a genuine shooter game with legit, valid mechanics that also has like these comedy bits in it and looks amazing. So I'm super pumped for it. It's going to have content creators in it I've been watching for years, i.e. Michael Cusack, Psychic Pebbles, Psycho Pebbles Zach is like my absolute favorite. I'm gonna assume that Chris Oni is gonna be in it. I'm excited for this game. It's gonna be Xbox exclusive, October of this year, which is insane. Because I mean, this is the first time we've heard about this game. This is a must buy for me. I mean, honestly, High on Life, I'm gonna play it on Game Pass and stuff when it comes out day one. But if I really, really like this game, which I'm assuming I'm going to, I'm gonna buy it right out the gate because I like Justin Roiland. Creatively, I think he's cool. I don't know anything about him personally, but creatively, I think he's really funny. I liked the first two seasons of Rick and Morty. I liked Trover Saves the Universe when it came out. I played and beat that game. I think this game looks amazing graphically. The gameplay looks fun. It looks snappy. It looks like it's going to be interesting with how the guns give you crap while you're shooting them. And just a ton of personality. And I'm going to have a lot of fun just playing this game and just combing through the audio scenes and the audio dialogue sections where they're talking to each other and stuff, and trying to be like, oh, is this content creator, is this Psychic Pebbles, is this who's voicing this character. I'm really excited for that. So High on Life looks amazing. It's a must buy, at least definitely must play, but I think it's gonna be a must buy for me, dog. It looks good. All right, next up, Overwatch 2 is gonna be free to play. By my voice, as you can obviously tell, am not excited about this at all. But I think the free-to-play nature of it is going to give it some potential to grow again. But my thing is, and now I'm going to go into a long thing about why I hate Overwatch. I used to play Overwatch. I played it competitively. I played the rank modes. I was Platinum and Diamond in Overwatch. Screw Overwatch. The monetization got awful. There were loot crates for everything. It was so bad. You pay $60 to $70 for this fully multiplayer thing. And if they just wanted to make us pay like $10 or $15 for some expansions and get maps and battle passes and stuff through that, whatever, fine. Granted, it came out like 2016, kind of during an age where the battle pass was just starting, basically. It's kind of new at the time. And at least it felt new. I didn't really see it around that much. But it didn't have a battle pass, and they monetized the crap out of it to the point where it got kind of disgusting. It's like I'd rather just go to the store and buy what skin I wanted outright with my money instead of re-rolling and re-rolling. So I hope that because it's going free to play, it's not going to get disgustingly monetized. But it's made by Activision Blizzard, so we will see. I am scared for the monetization options. They're going to charge me $20 for an icon for my profile. Like, it's ridiculous. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I used to love Overwatch. I think the community has kind of turned me away from it because they're kind of obsessive about it. And the gameplay, I think, is just dead. It's boring. A lot of people have quit. And it's just not fun to play or watch anymore. So we'll see if Overwatch 2 will do anything at all. So yeah, but they talked about that in the Xbox Bethesda showcase. Next thing they talked about is Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels DLC. I believe, actually, I just want to kind of preface this. Before the Forza Horizon 5, they had, I believe the Bethesda section where they talked about Fallout 76 and Elder Scrolls Online stuff. I don't care about those. I didn't include them, but that's something I'll throw in there. So, I don't know. Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels DLC. It looks pretty sick. I am pretty pumped for the Hot Wheels DLC. I like the Hot Wheels DLC in the last game. It wasn't the last one. It was Forza Horizon 3 had the Hot Wheels DLC. But it looks fun. Looks cool. I'm into it. I'm going to get it for sure. Next up, we got Scorn, which is this weird horror shooter FPS, but they said it's not really FPS. They said it doesn't really rely super hard on the FPS mechanics, whatever that means. I'm assuming it's kind of like a first person run around and explore this weirdly grotesque, gory world with minor shooting. This game looks really interesting, but it is extremely violent, extremely gory, extremely grotesque. I mean, you're literally walking around in like a flesh dungeon. Like, it's like the walls are like bloody with like moving like skin on them. These monsters you're fighting are like disgustingly grotesque. These guns you're shooting are like living guns, and you like crack them open and pull like the teeth out and put new teeth in, and then you start firing and stuff. It looks insane. This game is gross. It's weird. It's extremely violent looking and gory, but it does look kind of interesting. It's going to be Xbox exclusive. Xbox coming out with the exclusives now, but yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna try it because it looks kind of weird, but it is very violent and extremely grotesque. So, or not grotesque, gory. I guess grotesque works too, but it's very gory. So just like a heads up, if you're gonna look into this, it's pretty brutal. So I try to make this family friendly podcast, the family friendly game collecting podcast. So I want to give you guys heads up when things are a little bit, more violent or more gory than kind of like the norm. So this is definitely that. Scorn is the name, Scorn. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try it, but just heads up. Next up, we have Minecraft Space Legends. Minecraft Legends, an action strategy game made by Mojang. Will be Xbox exclusive, I guess. So, looks crazy. It's going to be interesting to see what this is. They had a little bit of gameplay. I didn't fully understand it, but I think, an action strategy game by Mojang based in the Minecraft universe would be cool. I would love to see from Mojang / Bethesda. We're going off topic now. This is not about Minecraft Legends, but it'd be cool to see a Minecraft RPG set in like a Minecraft world, where it's fully built and everything for you already, everything like that, right? You're just kind of wandering around in this like Minecraft world, but it's like a first-person Bethesda RPG. I think that would be sick. I think it would sell like hotcakes. I think it would be amazing. You could update the graphics a little bit to be like 4K, but still have like the voxel-based graphics. I think that would sell like print money. But anyways, Minecraft Legends as an action strategy game. I don't fully know what that means. The gameplay trailer looked like it was top down, or like third person top down view. I don't know, hard to explain. But it was like third person, but you're kind of like up and elevated more, and you're looking down. But I don't know. It looks interesting. I can't say much about it because I don't fully understand what I was looking at. But I think this has potential for sure. Minecraft always sells. So next up, Lightyear Frontier. Looks good. It has farming and exploration, and it's an Xbox exclusive. That's that, y'all. I mean, there's not really much I can say about it, but it looks interesting. So I put it on the list. Lightyear Frontier. Next up, Gunfire Reborn. It looks awesome. I think it looks cool. It's a cool looking shooter. It's going to be a FPS roguelike with some RPG mechanics. I love my roguelikes. And guess what else it is? Xbox exclusive, baby. So I will be trying this out when it comes out. I think it's coming out on Game Pass. We'll see how it does. This might be a physical copy pickup if they do one for me. Xbox exclusive. Insane. Next up, we got a huge, gigantic, monstrous announcement for people of the Blizzard Activision fan base, I guess. I don't know. It's Diablo 4. Diablo 4 is the announcement. Massive, massive, massive announcement. People have been begging and clamoring and complaining to get this game for a long time now. I personally am not excited for this game at all. I played Diablo 3. I liked Diablo 3. Not a mega fan, though. Not really clamoring for Diablo 4. But people are, and it's a big deal. And it will be exclusive to Xbox consoles. So it's coming out on PC and Xbox console only. So, crazy. This is a huge announcement. Looks interesting. Looks cool. Big, big deal for Diablo fans. So good on you guys for getting that Diablo that you're complaining about all the dang time. Next up, we got Ravenlock. Looks like a cool like RPG Zelda clone. It's gonna be Xbox exclusive. I like the art style a lot. I think they did a good job with the art style. So Ravenlock, look it up, look into it. Looks good. Xbox exclusive. Next up, massive announcement for JRPG fans. Let me take a drink a second. Got some water. I'm talking so stinking much. Sorry. Okay. Next announcement. Major announcement for Japanese RPG fans, JRPG fans, I guess. Persona 3, 4, and 5 all coming to Xbox Game Pass. This is insane that they got Atlas to do this. Persona 5 is no longer an exclusive to PlayStation anymore, baby. They got him. Phil Spencer was like, gentlemen, we got him. He was so pumped. Came out on stage. He got his determined face on. He's like, yeah, we got Persona 5 now. Persona 5? Oh, wait. Well, he said 3, 4, and 5. So he got you. He got you, Sony. He got Persona 5. I mean, what are you going to do about it? Nothing, obviously, because you don't have it anymore. This is big. A lot of people on the Xbox side have been saying, you guys don't interact with Japanese devs anymore. I think I said like Japanese devs anymore. I think I said Japanese weird, but anyways, yeah. So they don't do much with the Japanese companies, which is like why you're seeing a lot of rumors of them buying Sega, which I don't think is gonna happen. But yeah, so they do not have very many JRPGs, Japanese-based games, and Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5 coming to Xbox. Not only Xbox, but Xbox Game Pass is amazingly huge for people on the Xbox console. So good on you guys. I hope you guys are happy about getting those games. Next up, we don't know what exact game this is. We don't know what series it is. All we know is who's making it. We don't even know the name of the game. But the guy making this game is the well-renowned creative genius Hideo Kojima of Death Stranding and Metal Gear fame, is making a game exclusively for Xbox. This has been long rumored for a long time now, months and months. But today, well, not today, but the day of the showcase, Xbox Bethesda, they solidified it. This is going to be happening, a Hideo Kojima exclusive game for Xbox. That's huge. I think it's massive. Personally, I haven't played Death Stranding or the Metal Gear Solid games. I have to give them a try at some point. But I am gonna sit back and, even though this isn't something I know that much about, I do know how hugely respected Hideo Kojima is as a creator, and I think that this is massive. So good on you guys for getting him. I'm glad you guys got him. I'm glad that this is a thing that is happening, and I'm excited to see where this goes. So Hideo Kojima game exclusive to Xbox. Get ready for it, everybody. Get ready for it, everybody. It's big. Next up, more like finally, for the Xbox Bethesda Showcase, the massive game Starfield had a gameplay showcase. This game is my most anticipated game in a long time. I'm clamoring out here for a Bethesda RPG, all right? I'm sweating, man. I want a Bethesda RPG. I'm tired of going back. I'm tired of playing Fallout New Vegas all the time. I'm tired of playing Fallout 3 all the time. I'm tired of playing stinking Skyrim. Do you know how long I've beaten Skyrim? How many times I've beaten Skyrim? I've beaten it a billion times. I have like 500, 600 hours in that game. And that's rookie numbers. People have thousands in that game. I played Oblivion. I haven't played Morrowind yet. I played Oblivion. I played Fallout 4. I played everything. I want a Bethesda RPG. As we all know, this game got delayed till next year, but this gameplay showcase kind of gave me hope and excitement, and this game is still one of my most anticipated games of all time. I am so excited to see more of Starfield, and get to be able to play it in its entirety when it releases next year. But let's go into what they talked about in the Starfield showcase, and I'm going to nerd out for a little bit, so everybody get ready. First off, Well, first thing I really want to talk about is just like the graphics. Graphically, it looks impressive and amazing. The environments are amazingly detailed. The creatures are detailed as well. Just it looks crazy. The face animations look amazing. I think they did a good job with this game, art style wise, design wise. Some people say it looks basic, but a lot of things that people are forgetting is that each game has its own lore, right? Fallout has its lore. Skyrim has its lore. This game is supposed to be kind of centered in a more like believable reality. This game is kind of the closest uh, reality or like situation to us, I guess, as possible. Skyrim is on the planet Nirn with all these crazy creatures and trolls and swords and dragons, and Fallout is like a post-apocalyptic United States that has been stuck in like a 50s 60s culture, and but has like weirdly futuristic vibes to it. This game is like centered more so in reality, and but has like elements of what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, just like space travel and stuff, sci-fi elements. So there's a scene in the trailer where it shows the Mars rover. So whether it is actually the Mars rover or not, I don't know, but it is obviously based off of the Mars rover, and it looks amazing. Just the graphics, graphically, design wise, the character facial animations are the best I think a Bethesda game's ever looked at or looked. Well, the best they've looked. Period. Really, it looks amazing. Um, to a lot of the people that are complaining that this game looks meh, I mean, you have to keep in mind, right, that, and I'm not trying to like defend Bethesda super hard here. I do think it looks the best out of their games in a long time. And yeah, sure, okay, they could have done more, but when you're thinking about these massively open world RPGs, this game's big, by the way. There's gonna be like 1,000 open worlds. We'll get into that later. But an open world RPG with all this AI, moving pieces, all this stuff, like dialogue sections, like everything. It's not gonna be like, I don't know, Horizon Forbidden West level insane. So I don't know. We'll see. I think it looks great. I think it looks amazing. I think people are just trying to be overly analytical sometimes, but that's the prerogative. I mean, you're buying a product, so you can really critique it all you want because you don't have to buy it. But I think it looks good, and I'm gonna be buying it. So yeah. Next thing I wanted to talk about was the gameplay mechanics. I think the shooting looks kind of basic. But the gameplay shown was, as Mr. Mataplay was kind of talking about it, and as you can see in the video, it's low level. I think they were like level 1 or level 2 enemies, and I think you were level 1 or level 2 in the trailer, the main character was. So it may improve, with like weapon mods and weapon modifications and stuff, but we'll see. Overall, I'm not too worried about it, but it did look kind of basic at the start. So there was a new Digilock lockpick system. So as you guys know, we have like the lockpick mechanics from like Oblivion, and then they kind of went to the Skyrim / Fallout 4 lockpick mechanic. I think Fallout New Vegas and 3 had them too, but that kind of rotating the sticks and stuff. This game's pretty similar, except for, obviously this is space, right? So who needs lockpicks anymore when you have digital locks? So they have digital lockpicks now. But basically, you're just hacking into these digital locks for these like saves and stuff. And what it is, it's like a white circle, and pieces of the circle are missing. And then they give you like these little sections of templates where it has the sections of the circle that are missing, but you need to get all of them to fit in the circle and not overlap. And that's how you pick the lock to create like a full circle. So I think it looks good, and I think it looks fun. I'm pretty happy with that. The character creation system looks amazing. I could really go into this, but it looks to be their most detailed character creator in a long, long time. There's backgrounds for your characters that give you like special skills. So it's kind of like the choose your path or your background thing from Cyberpunk, except for this actually has an impact, not just a cosmetic impact or like a superficial impact like Cyberpunk's did. This has actual meaningful impact. So that's cool. I don't know if it'll be like story wise as in depth as Cyberpunk, but in terms of like mechanically, it is way more impactful on the game. traits that give you advantages and disadvantages. Now, I don't know what that really means, but maybe you could have like a dumb trait, like so you're dumb, your intelligence is low, but like you're really strong. I don't know, but traits that give you advantages and disadvantages are like a cool way to like min-max and kind of really customize your character and your build. So that's really cool. What I really like too is they talked about the skill system, and what I really like about it is that it combines the Fallout skill system with the Skyrim skill system, right? So when you level out like level up like in Fallout, you would be like getting these skill points and you put them into skills, right? So they have that in this game, but like in Skyrim, the more you fought with a one-handed sword, you would level up one-handed, right? So you didn't have to have your one-handed skill wasn't tied into like points, right? Like you didn't level up and you didn't get 15 points and then you put 15 points into one-handed, right? You would level up, but it would give you like health and stuff in Skyrim. In Skyrim, what mattered was doing the thing that you were trying to level up, right? So if you're trying to lockpick, you needed to pick a bunch of locks. If you're trying to smith, you needed to smith a bunch of things. If you're fighting, whatever weapon you were fighting with increased that weapon's level, which then gave you experience, right? So they're bringing that back in a way where when they combine these two systems, the Fallout system and the Skyrim system, you get the skill points from the Fallout system, like the 15 points for leveling up or whatever, and you put those into your skills. But where the Skyrim system kicks in Starfield is where you get those skills and you unlock those skills with the skill points, right, that you put into it. The more you use those skills, you get specialty perks from using that skill more. So I don't know exactly what the different skills and perks are, but let's say you're leveling up one-handed guns or something like that, or sidearms, and you're using sidearms all the time. Well, okay, every time you level up, you could put like 10 or 15 points into sidearms, like in Fallout, but the more you're using sidearms, like in Skyrim, you'll get specialty perks. So for your sidearms. So, sorry, I was kind of like ring around, big, I don't know, circle, basically explaining that, but I'm not the best at explaining things sometimes, but kind of just a big combination of the Fallout Skyrim skill system. I think it's really cool, and I think that it makes the RPG mechanics and character design, like build design, I guess, your character build, really like intricate and stuff like that, and it can make it really matter. So I'm happy with that. The deep crafting system that the game has includes gun mods and stuff. That's cool. I like gun mods. I'm cool with that. That's a big plus with me because you can really even further customize your character build and just improve your guns overall. Create it. You can. Oh, okay. So this is big. You can create outposts and hire characters from around like the universe, basically, to maintain and work at these outposts and generate resources for you. This is cool, kind of like the settlement system in Fallout. This is awesome. I like this. This is gonna be cool. Except for you can create outposts on different planets, so it's gonna be really cool. I'm curious to see how in depth this gets. Next up, we have customizing your ship completely. So visually and mechanically, you can just completely customize and overhaul your ship. That's really cool. They didn't let you do that in Outer Worlds, so I'm interested to see how this works and how this like affects the game. They made it seem like you can fly your ship planet to planet. I've heard that has been confirmed not true since that's been talked about. They did show space combat like in your spaceship, but I heard like they made it seem like you could fly planet to planet, but I don't think you can. I believe that's been deconfirmed, or well, not deconfirmed, but maybe classified is the word I'm looking for there. Next up, we have 1,000 different planets. The famous Todd Howard clip. I am curious to see what like ends up being true out of that statement where he says we have 1,000 different planets for you to explore. I'm curious to see if this is real or if this is like BS. I mean, I'm gonna assume. Let me clarify. I think it's real. I think there's gonna be 1,000 different planets, but are these planets meaningful or are they BS planets? Right? Like, are they barren, like boring planets, or are these planets each have specific characteristics with like cool things to explore? I doubt each. I bet you there's gonna be 500 cool planets that are gonna have cool things to do and like dungeons and ruins and stuff to explore, right? But 500 of them are probably just outpost planets where you can go there and create an outpost and start an outpost at that planet. So that's what I think it's gonna be, but that's what kind of the general consensus is when people talk about that 1,000 planets to explore quote. So that's what I'm gonna assume it is as of right now. But yeah, I mean, my opinions overall on the game. I mean, it's an Xbox exclusive. This is the main reason why I bought a Series X. This game is my most anticipated game in a long, long time, and I cannot wait for it enough. I'm so excited. Overall, like if I had to use a number system on the Starfield gameplay showcase, I'd give it a 7 or an 8. I'm pretty excited for it. It definitely. I'm pretty excited for it. It definitely gave me like a reason to be just even more pumped than I am now. You know what? And I'm gonna change that. I said a 7 or an 8. I'm gonna say an 8 or a 9. I'm like super, super pumped for this game. I cannot wait for this game to come out. So, yeah, it's an Xbox exclusive. Get yourself an Xbox. Just get this game when it comes out. Get it. All right, next showcase to talk about. That was everything in the Xbox and Bethesda showcase. Next up, we got the PC Gamer Showcase, like the PC Gaming like magazine showcase. I'm gonna kind of blow through this because there's not a bunch of crazy stuff to talk about. We're gonna talk about certain things a little bit more in depth, but not as much as we just talked about Starfield for like 10-15 minutes. But I felt like this was, something I had to talk about because A, it's a gaming showcase with like announcements and trailers, and even though it's mainly focused on PC games, a lot of or some of these games are coming to console, and so I want to talk about it because you can collect these, I'm assuming. So first up, we got the altars. It looks interesting. They did not show gameplay, but the premise seems interesting of like these clones of the main character that all work together to try to escape this place. Looks really cool. I think that is going to be interesting. And they had like a whole like our philosophy behind this game is blah blah blah, blah and like explained it. So I don't know. The philosophy of this game is amazing, I guess, but it's going to be PC only as of now. So that's that. Next up, my game that I'm super excited for from the PC Gamer Showcase, my number one announcement / well, it wasn't announced here, but it was shown off more, was the System Shock remake. If you don't know what System Shock is, it's a what's the word I'm looking for? It's the same genre as BioShock. It's the predecessor to BioShock. So yeah, the immersive sim. It was the immersive sim genre. That's what I'm thinking of. It's an immersive sim game, just like BioShock, just like Deus Ex, just like Dishonored. It's a immersive sim game, and System Shock specifically is a predecessor to BioShock. So the games are kind of intertwined, I guess. But yeah, it's the predecessor to BioShock. It's like a futuristic immersive sim where this like robot AI is like trying to take everything over and stuff. Looks really good. The remake looks amazing graphically. It looks insane. The gameplay looks fun. I'm excited for this like immersive game, this immersive sim game. I'm like super hyped, super pumped for this. And the cool thing is that it's not only coming out on PC, it's not only coming out on Xbox, it's coming out on PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S. So pretty sick, pretty cool. System Shock is my number one thing they showed today from the PC Gamer Showcase, and I am pumped for that. Next up, we got Welcome to Nivalis. It's a Steam-only game so far, and it's like a cyberpunk management game. This game would be a must-buy for me if it was on console, but it is not. So, next up, Frozen Flame. It's only Steam as of now, and it's like a survival open-world RPG. I mean, it looks cool. They didn't show that much of it. I don't remember, but it looks alright. So, yeah, there's that. Next, we have Back Firewall. It looks good. It's PC and PS5. I'm not sure what genre it is. I think it might be horror or something, but it's based on like an operating system in a phone that does not want to update. So that's the lore of the game. But it looks interesting. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. PC and PS5. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that was everything from the PC Gamer Showcase. There was a lot of games talked about and stuff. I didn't really care about most of them, and I didn't think a lot of them were massive to talk about. So I kind of just wrote down what I liked out of it. So yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on those games, especially System Shock Remake. That game looks crazy. So that is originally where I had stopped the document. But before I was gonna record this, there was another showcase or another like presentation by Square Enix for Final Fantasy. And they announced that Final Fantasy Remake Part 2 is called Final Fantasy VII Reborn. So that's a thing that's happening. It's going to come out soon. I don't know if it's this year or next year. I believe it's next year. But Final Fantasy VII Reborn, which is just FF7 Remake Part 2. Reborn is going to come out soon. It's cool that they announced it and gave it a title and everything. And then they announced Final Fantasy VII, or I think, well, this came first, I believe, but Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, like, remake thing. This talks about Zack and kind of ties into the story of Final Fantasy VII, but it looks like Zack, I believe his name is, the black-haired guy, like the spiky black-haired guy. He's going to be in Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I guess he's going to play a bigger part of it, so... But yeah, that was the main takeaway from the Square Enix Showcase. FF7 Reborn and FF7 Crisis Core. So yeah, a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm tired. I'm gonna have to cut out a lot of yawns. But yeah, that was a lot to talk about. An hour and 7 minutes. So my thoughts overall on the past like month of news is there's a lot of stuff to be excited for. There's a lot of stuff to buy if you're a video game collector. I definitely am going to keep an eye out on all this stuff, and you know, as reviews come out and gameplay trailers come out and all these things come out, you know, we'll slowly start to see how this timeline shakes up if it ends up being as jam-packed as it seems right now. So but yeah, I mean, that's everything, guys. That was the news. We talked about what I'm collecting, or what I picked up for my collection, what I'm currently playing, and all the news for the past 2 weeks. We went through a lot, guys. So I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna edit out all my coughs and all my yawns, and we're gonna prepare for Pixel Patrol number 4 in a week or so. So get ready for that. Thank you guys so much for the support, and we're going to keep this podcast going for a while. I'm having fun doing it. So thank you guys for listening to me rambling again, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Bye, guys.